I just got onto the Zoom call. Hey,
Hey,
what's happening?
I'm at home with the kids. I'm also staying at appointments, so I could be a little noisy on my end.
That's all right. How's my little Zoe?
Are you going to see Roger?
Okay.
Hi, Roger.
Hi, sweetie.
Say hi.
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 That's fine. You want to see Roger too? There's Roger.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Long time no see.
Are you done?
Hope I had somebody. Cleaning fanatics, how are you guys?
Roger, nice to see you. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Yes,
Yeah.
good to see you guys.
I'm sorry we're gonna miss you guys in Hilton Head, but we had to make that call, and
Oh, I know, I'm so bummed.
me too,
Yeah.
quite frankly, but it is what it is, and we're moving on.
Well, good. I know you got that big contract.
Well, not yet. We didn't get it, but how's that country club going? Any word on that?
I sent him the I sent him the proposal with different levels of, like what he was looking for. And he goes, "This is perfect. Thank you. We'll get back to you. I'm going to talk to the GM and get back to you."
Good deal.
So, like, great. So the bid was anywhere from, there's three different levels, 18,000 to 27,000 a month.
Wow.
So, but my main
Oh.
concern is I need people,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
I hear
holy
ya.
cow.
Yeah. Gotcha on that one.
Well, we submitted the bid and they didn't bat an eyelash. In fact, they wanted to go with us, but they have some concerns about this 100 employee have to be vaxxed thing. And so us being a vendor, hopefully we can be exempt since we're not a part of their staff.
Right.
Because we only have maybe 10 people. So we're far from the having to get vaccinated. And so that's where we're at with that.
Gotcha.
We'll know by the end of the week whether we got it or not. But work with
Yeah,
us.
interesting. That's I'm this big one. I'm kind of scared. I'm like, holy crap, what if I get this? How am I going to staff this thing? How am I going to train? And especially with my assistant leaving? And I'm like, all right. The what's that? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Secret of the Millionaire Mind, where they talk about you're bigger than your problems. You have to always think you're bigger than your problems. So that's why I keep repeating. I'm like, okay, I'm bigger than my problems. I can handle this, right?
Also, if it were easy, then everybody would be doing it. So these are the growing pains, like Susan said. This is the feeling of becoming that person that we want to be. We have to go through this to get to the other side. So
Got to get through the
it is what it
uncomfortable.
is. No one's dying.
Right.
No.
So anybody on here have any success stories with the hiring funnel? Because one of the things I keep having problems with over and over and over is Indeed, right? And they just gave me a $1,500 credit, not to use in the next, through the end of October. And so I set it up and it says best cleaning job ever. It's on 10 locations. And my initial, I had like 15 people within the first couple of days, and then it just plummeted. And then it's been at nothing. I'm like, why does this keep happening? How come? So I'm going to call them again to find out why this keeps happening, but it's frustrating. So the rest of the funnel, I think I'm finally getting. It's just getting those people in there. I need more people to to be able to, right? Just to, I'm going to get 100 to 200 people, applicants a month to be able to staff up. And I'm just not getting it.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Any of you are familiar with the H-2B visa?
The H2 what?
2B visas.
No,
Okay. So that I just gonna bring it up. Maybe I've been trying to see if I can get that. You can get employees aboard, but with a visa, like employee visa.
yeah,
And I investigated on the country where I come from El Salvador, but I know there are other countries, not El Salvador by itself. But so you get certified. I'm in the process of doing that. So they do a background check. They go to a process, so see, making sure they're not, criminals or any of that, because the labor commission, the labor department in each country do a process. So
Hmm.
they do that. You have to get a certification, because before they used to do it just for the farms, country. But now they call H2. Maybe you guys want to research. That is a A2B visa. So you will get more details on what I'm talking about.
can you say H2?
H2H hyphen 2B as in victory visa. And then I can tell you where you can get it. It's go to www.uscis.gov and just type H2B visa. It's the non-agriculture workers. And so they do it's a temporary, or they can go from 6 months to 9 months, and sometimes you can spend it up to 3 years. But they already prepare mentally, they prepare them mentally that they have to go back. I would suggest all of you to check. I'm going to talk to a lawyer to see if they can help us to do the process. So whatever information I can get, maybe I can share it. And it sounds pretty good, because the people that we have right here, a lot of them, they don't want to work.
Right.
But
So
if
these guys want to work, but it's a limited work visa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a temporary or permanent. It could be like up to 3 years.
Up
So
to 3 years, okay.
right. So I can give you information. Most of the employees that we get, they get like 6 months, a year, and then they leave, right? But at least this one, they know what they're coming for, and like I said, this is a process. It's not just anyone. That's a process that they go to, and there's so many visas that they're getting, a year.
Can you
Yes.
put that in the chat? Can you put that
Definitely.
down in the chat?
Yes.
Just so I've got it correctly.
Guys,
Okay.
I was thinking of an idea yesterday. How do you feel about, like, if you got a referral from somebody, paying them $50 a referral, and if they stay 6 months, that person who referred them, give them $250. And what I'm
Okay.
saying is, would we pay $300 to get somebody that stayed with us for 6 months? I think, because
Yeah.
we're about ready. If we get this account, we need 4 or 5 people yesterday.
More, right.
And buying them, not buying them. You're encouraging people to use their resources and to dig
Right.
deep into their pool of Facebook. And I'm not even on Facebook.
Exactly.
But whoever they socialize with, somebody might want a part-time job. But if there's no, we all listen to the same radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? If you just say, hey, can you find me someone? Well, what am I getting? But if you give them a $50 bill to send someone your way, and if they're already working for you, odds are that might be a credible.
I do that now.
Recruit.
I do that now, and that's how I've been getting some new ones. So
How
I
do you
tell
pay?
them
How much you pay?
at
for-
50. I pay 50. I do it this way. If that person stay with me, like they refer to me, I talk to them, do the pre-interview, they working, and I tell, okay, if they stay with me 3 months, to see if they work out for me and for them, and then I give them the $50.
Okay.
Some of them I've given it before. Like if I know that person's going to take, I give them $50. Then, so it's working out for me. It's working out. So what I did on the client who referred me, he's great. He's really good. I did it free cleaning for his apartment. He's really happy, on that. And he referred me one of the good ones. He knows because he's been in other properties. So I've been doing that. So that's
How
how
about the notion that if that person like a signing bonus, if you sign on and you work with us, and if you stay for 6 months, I'll give you $250. Would you pay someone? I mean,
Would, yeah.
$250 for 6 months worth of work, that's to me almost a no-brainer.
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
it?
definitely. But to start, I would think, I don't know what state are you on?
Michigan.
Okay, Michigan, yeah, but here in California, you know how, as you hear, how greedy and everybody else, right? So it's hard, but with 50, be and increasing it. You know, the first time I say 50 and they give me a good one, so the next time I go with $25 more. So you're gonna motivate them, you know, to get it, the best. So that's how you go, you increase it, because if you're giving it to them 250 now, they might expect something more, you know, so I will think it's go increase it little by little, maybe 50, and then later on you give it another 50, so 100. I would think that will go, and trust me, they will do it. And then you can hire it more, you maybe to 150, 200. It's up to
Because
you.
you know, Mike often mentions your best employees are going to get you the employees that you want, the other ones. So if we've got a couple really strong people on that account already,
Okay.
and we haven't been recruiting people desperately. I don't even want to use the word desperately, but again, if
No,
we
we
get this
are,
account,
but we are, you know,
We're
but I
gonna
don't want
slap.
to, right, but I don't want to hire just to hire. That's another thing, because they can refer you whoever, but I
Right.
don't want whoever. I want the right person to be with us, you know? So that's what I say, you go to 250, you don't know who they're going to refer. And at the same time, you also need to be cautious, because they might send a family or friend, just go so they can give me the money. So I'm sorry to feel that way or let you know that,
no, I understand.
but it happens, it happens. So that's why you go little by little. And the $50 just to refer someone, come on, everybody will take it, whoever, you know? So I think that I'm doing that, and it's working slowly, but it's working, because the one I just hired, he said he doesn't refer anybody, because I tell them, because of any incident that happened, the person he referred stole few things for equipment. So, but then, you know, I talk, he see how I work. So anyway, he told me the other day, you know, I have a friend that she's really good. She's really good. I would really recommend it. See, and I haven't even told him that I'm going to give him $50 for that. See, so that's why. And a lot of time I involve with them so they can open up, and I know where they're coming from. So that's a plus. And yeah, but that's what you're saying is good. But at the same time, like I say, if you guys read a little bit of the H-2B visa, you will see, and there's different countries, because a lot of them say they don't speak English. You know, that's not a limitation, because a lot of people from our countries, from El Salvador, South America, South America, they do speak English, not fluently, but they do. It depends what the requirements are for you.
I also saw somewhere where I'm not very electronically inept, or I am inept, but you can talk into it and it'll repeat whatever language you
exactly. That's what
Swept will do that.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
then you
so-
can pair them up, you know, you can pair
Yes.
them up. And sometimes when I have one that she doesn't really speak English, what she does, she given her phone to them. So I talk to them, I tell them what. So solution to that, that's not a big problem, you know.
I
It's
bet.
something
That's
that
not a
you know,
roadblock.
no, it's not. Nowadays, believe me, that's not a limitation, because some of us say, but I don't speak Spanish. That's not a limitation for not hiring someone like that, because to clean a toilet, you don't need to speak English. You got to tell them what and give them what they need. But if you also pair someone that do bilingual, you know, you can do it that way.
Sure.
You know, so, but in these countries, I'm going to speak specifically from El Salvador, because I called the Labor Commission in El Salvador myself to find out what is the requirement, because I know that it was on TV, you know, that they was doing for the farm a year ago, and it worked for nine months. So it worked for them, but now I'm doing it for non-agricultural workers. So that's what I was thinking. We're spending so much money. I don't want to say, I didn't want to share this one open, but I think I need to do it just in case, you know, we can find other ways to do it. So I think we're spending a lot of money here, and it's not working right now, because reality is people apply just to get unemployment, to show that they applying, right?
Yeah.
So, right, so they're looking, trying not to find out, they're looking for a job, but they're hoping they don't find it. Right. So that's the thing, so they can get the benefits. So that's how it works. So I'm telling you this because when I used to work with the government, they will go around and just get signatures that they come and ask for a job. And
Right.
they bring it to us, and of course they qualify to get the benefit. So that's
Right.
the thing that's going on.
But
Go ahead.
there's still a lot of people coming through. Like we just found somebody yesterday who's fantastic, right? I'm trying to find how to run the funnel, so it's working effectively. And I'm trying to say anybody that's been able to run the funnel really effectively to be able, because I want to
Nope.
have it be smooth, right? So
That's why
Right.
I'm here. That's
There's-
why I'm looking for something that works.
there's a couple of things. One problem I had before is putting a link in the Indeed, right?
Yeah.
Because you want them to go to the landing page. Well, there's a place where you can put a link in there, and I just found it like a couple of weeks ago, and it seems to have made a big difference. I know I've talked to Marcus and Nick, and we looked at that. You want to let me go through. I'll get into some of this here. All right, I'll share my share. Here's Indeed. You guys see it?
No.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
now we
sure.
do.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
let's do, well, I'll go back to jobs. And this one's the best cleaning job ever. It started off fantastic and then just took a tank with, not getting applicants. And this is one I have, it's completely open, up to $1,500 credit. Because I
Okay.
sat on the phone with these guys
Yeah.
on this best cleaning job ever, and it started off great and it tanked. I'm like, I can't figure out every time it does stuff like this where I put a new posting, it just went from,
Yeah.
a whole bunch right away and just look, it tanked. I'm like, how come I'm not getting anybody on this? It's 9 locations, so if I click on candidates,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, this is really slow here. Here, so that button right there, I can check everybody who's on there. I can go single one by one, or I can check everybody.
Okay.
Man, this is slow today. So then these buttons pop up.
Okay.
You guys have those buttons pop up? Message
Well,
candidates.
I've never done what you did. I'm gonna go back through when we're done. I can check it out.
So before, only change status came up. And I didn't see export candidate details or message candidates.
Okay.
So if you go into, and Marcus, you maybe can help me, if you go into the upper right, you can click on that your little icon to get into your settings. So you want my settings
Okay.
and this 2-factor authentication. You want to make sure you turn that on.
Turn it on.
Turn it on, and then you
Okay.
have to 2-factor authentication. It'll ask you sometimes to, just when you send something to your phone and, put in the
Right.
number. So by doing that,
Okay.
it turns on those other 2 buttons. Man,
Okay.
this is slow. So when I click on that button, message candidate comes up. So when I click on message candidate, falling asleep in between. Oh, there we go. This comes up. I see it apply on company site.
Okay.
So here's my ClickFunnels landing. What I used to do was right here, I play highlight, right click the following, and then click go to. Like people couldn't follow that.
Okay.
So what I did was if you do apply on company site, it asks them here, dear, first name, thank you for your interest in the job title with our company, blah, blah, blah. Insert link here. So I don't have to have everything on here. All I'm interested in is that, like this, I can copy and paste that little deal, and I can put it into my own, put it into another template. So what I'll do is I'll go to the ClickFunnels landing page, make a copy of that link, and I'll insert the link there. So now everybody, I can choose everybody, they can go in there and now there's a link. Right? So they could just click on the link and it takes them to the landing page. And so when you're responding, if you're even personal messages in here, you can take this insert link here and you can put in a link, because that was the big problem before. You want to get them outside of, you know, the Indeed process. And this, I found this is a way to do it. Once you copy this or just put your, I was just doing this and put that ClickFunnels link here. Or if you want to send them to your webpage, or if you want to send them to Facebook, or if you want to send them wherever, you can just put that in there. Put the link to it here. Because if you just like try and paste a link somewhere in your message, it doesn't show up as a link.
I see.
You have to do that little.
I understand.
So that was really helpful to be able to message back and forth people. But still my problem now is that my applicants just went to crap. So like Nick up in, he's up in Washington, man, he just gets a real steady, you know, group of people coming in. And I'm trying to figure out why. That's why I was hoping if anybody figured out Indeed and how to get the best results out of Indeed.
Yeah. We've been doing this almost since we joined, which has been over a year now. And we have yet to master this.
Right.
I mean, we have had such a problem. I don't know.
Like here's one I did, where's the best cleaning job ever? Here's custodian, right? Here's one is like 26 and then it dropped off. This one, 45. You know, this one, best cleaning job ever that I did before, I had 228. It was doing great.
Wow. Wow.
That I didn't pay that much there, the 1654.
Yeah.
It was like 650.
Okay.
It did great. I'm like, you know, how come? And then these other ones, you know, here's some down here. Okay, 127, but still, look at it's just there's not that here. Look at this one.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
that one ran a while, but I was getting a lot of applicants with a $5 daily allowance.
Wow.
Why did that one do so well? I can't figure it out. And every time I talk to somebody different, they say something different.
Something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't get a straight answer. I'm like, why isn't this working?
Do you put, because I talked to Indeed this past week, well, on Monday, and part of what we were talking about, she said my ad looked good. We pretty much go off what Mike does. But she said you've got no description as to what this is other than it's in the cleaning, you know, ads. And my ad actually has nothing that states what the job is. So
like
she
this?
said, yeah, she felt like if you were to put a little bit of detail of what the job is. So Alec goes back in there and he put it's commercial cleaning only, janitorial work. I've got 2 applicants for the whole week. And
right, it's like
I had 2 last week, none show. I mean, so nothing changed from last week to this week. So I don't know. I'll talk to him about what you just showed me. Going into the settings down to
my not company
the
settings.
two-factor,
Yep, my settings, and then two-factor authentication, right? So, but still, I'm not getting traffic through here. I'm like,
yeah.
Last week, because I went before, my assistant was just contacting everybody individually. You know, it takes a lot of time, and I said, no, we got to get this funnel going, right? So the first week we had 8 people that were gonna show up live. And nobody showed. And then yesterday we had only 5 people sign up and 2 showed up.
Okay.
Right. And one was perfect and she drove a half hour to be there.
Really?
And so we're starting her.
Wow.
She's awesome. I'm like, God, that's great. You know, 1 out of 5. I'm like excited as hell.
Right.
But I'm like, so, but I need more people through this funnel. What is the problem here? Look at this. It's horrible. Meh. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, I know, like I said, I have talked to Indeed. They said, I mean, the girl that read the ad, she said, I think it sounds really good. She goes, I would apply. She goes, but it doesn't say anything about what the job entails. So that's why she made that suggestion. But she said, I don't think you should put any more money. We put 200 a month per area. We've got 3 areas going on.
Right.
And she said, you don't need to put more money. It's really, and we're on the first page. Like, so when somebody goes into Indeed, we're on the first page of all of our areas. So that's a good thing. We're not the first one, but we're the first page. Because people get tired of looking, you know, they'll go for a few, but I'm not sure why we're not getting those clicks to fill out the application. Clicks are different from application, you know, filling out the application. We've gotten clicks, we just don't get them to fill out the application very often. So I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I just, sorry. Up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just wanted to be able to like, I've heard, I talked to some of the guys, some other guys that were part of the Millionaire Mastermind group, and they're like, you know, 3 of them were like, oh yeah, I just hired, you know, through the funnel, hired 4 people, hired 5 people, hired 7 people. I'm like, how are you making this thing work? I'm like,
Right. We're not much help, are we?
I know. So I'm like, well,
Yeah,
what I'll do, I'm determined to get this figured out. So
right.
I will,
If you do, let us
Yeah,
all know.
when you do,
I'll post it.
Please.
I'll post it and let everybody know,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I got to figure this out. This afternoon, I'm going to get on the phone with them. Just like, I mean, look at this. Look at my
Yeah.
budget, 1,500 monthly. She gave me like here, just, you know, for the next month and a half, it's you know, almost unlimited for this
Right.
budget, and they're paying for it.
Right, because you haven't gotten any traffic. They've done that for me.
Right.
They've
But
done
I'm
that
like,
for me.
but I'm 1,500 budget, I'm getting nothing.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, this is crazy.
I know.
So,
I know.
okay. Well, I'll,
Roger, I was hoping that you were going to give me words of wisdom because I was going to PM you because I don't like, they're not showing up.
No,
And then last week I hired a guy and he didn't show up for his first day. And then Monday I hired a girl and she's not filling out any of the online paperwork and she's not returning my phone calls. So my text. So I'm assuming she's not showing up tomorrow.
yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, Roger, please give me some words of wisdom.
yeah, I wish I knew. I had the same problems with everybody, right? It's just like, you know, I've had, you know, 15 people, they're going to come, you know, to the interview and nobody shows up, right? Or you hire 3 people and, you know, okay, go train with, you know, and 2 of them don't show up. Right. And we've onboarded them. They fill out all the information. They've signed everything. You know, we get them all, and then but that's just part of it. Right. So it all comes down to the funnel. We got to have this many people come through the funnel to be able to, you know, filter
Right.
out the ones that aren't going to show up. Right. You hire 5 to get 1.
Mhm.
You know, 2
Yeah.
or 3 aren't going to show up. The other 2 you don't want. You know, after a while, and then you know, like, oh, okay, that one we're going to keep, right? But you still gotta,
Yeah, they have to show up for the interview though.
right. That's the other thing too. I was so surprised yesterday. 2 people showed up, 2 out of 5. I'm like, holy cow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
don't-
good. That's a blessing.
And
Yeah.
totally, in today's day and age, is it better just to do Zoom or to do in person?
Yeah. We never had anybody show up on Zoom.
Really?
Um,
We had a steady thing going with Zoom where we had
Not us.
2 to 6 people show up every week.
No. And then we even did it the old fashioned way, called them ourselves. And that was, we talked to people. they say they're gonna show up for it, face-to-face meeting, and they don't. And then we've done this, you know,
I'm
go
about-
through
I'm
the
about-
funnel.
What about signing bonuses? That's what I'm thinking of saying.
That's what I
Yeah.
want. I
That-
think it's we're gonna do that. We're gonna try that.
Yeah,
Hey, you get $100 signing bonus, you stay a month.
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
something like that, or if 6 months.
3
you know,
months.
50 However,
yeah,
make it, I mean, like we said, if you, for $250, if you stay with us for 6 months, I do that every 6 months, almost.
It's,
I
you
was
know,
gonna ask you guys what you get, like, how do you know they just don't come and get the signing bonus and leave?
you don't pay them right
well, you
away.
gotta, yeah, you don't
You
pay them
double.
right away.
So you
Right, so
drag that out
you-
like
you-
6 months or so?
Well,
Yeah.
I would do initial one, like, you know, the first month. Increment, right? You stay a month. Well, here's the thing, right? You know, you'll know within what, a week or two if they're crappy worker or
First.
not. If they're a crappy
Yeah.
worker, cut them, you don't get a bonus.
Or you
Right.
will give I'm sorry, so you give bonus to the employee?
You
not
give
the
a bonus to the
referral?
employee if they stay a month.
Oh,
And then if they
Yeah.
stay, you know, you could do one at, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, you know, but don't give them a bonus and, you know, hey, if you make it a month, we'll give you a bonus.
Right, Right.
Oh, no, I was giving a bonus for referrals. If
Right,
they-
but that too, you can also do that. So,
Okay, so on top of that, giving a bonus to the employees if they
Yeah.
stay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so tough because you gotta make your employees happy that you do have, you know, you've got to give them incentives, give them bonuses, you gotta give them little gift cards, and you gotta have a little rah-rah. Plus, you gotta basically pay them to show up for the interview. Come work for us, you know, I mean, it's a lot. Definitely is a lot. But you know what? Everybody else is having this issue too. Maybe
Right.
not as bad, but they are having hiring
But let's
issues.
not kid, you know, what Mike said, you go into McDonald's or
Yeah.
Wendy's or the dollar
Yeah.
store, there's people working there. Why aren't they coming to us? And we
Well-
treat them, we treat them better than those places do.
yeah.
Well, I can
agree.
tell you this, that is true. However, I don't think y'all know what Cumberland Farms is, but in New England, Cumberland Farms is like, it's a Massachusetts-based company. And they have a gas station and you can get a hot dog and whatever there. But they didn't like sub it out to Dunkin' Donuts and Subway and all that. They do all their stuff in-house. And there are several Dunkin' Donuts, Cumberland Farms in my area. They're usually at 24 hours and they're closing at 6 or 8 o'clock at night because they cannot find staff.
Yep, yep,
So yes, we all need to like keep finding people, and Mike is trying to keep us positive during this trying time.
yeah,
But I also want you to stay in reality
Mhm.
where when Cumberland Farms is paying $15 an hour to start. And minimum wage in Connecticut is $13.25.
Yeah.
So they just upped that because they had to. And they're right down the hill from the University of Connecticut store's main campus. And they cannot get people to work. So yes, it's a big problem. Do not get me wrong. I need 4 people. I need them now. Like I need people to come to work.
yeah,
There
At
is
the
a, what,
same time, don't beat yourself up because there are other places that are having a hard time too. That's all I'm saying.
one of the things I'm looking at, there's it's a staffing company that's in one of the
Yeah.
buildings I clean. And so I've contacted them, and basically what they do is they keep the person under contract for 3 months, 90 days. So it's based on hours, you know,
Mhm.
but they pay them.
yeah,
They pay them and they pay the taxes and insurance. So it basically costs you, said 50 or 55%.
yeah,
So you're basically paying 20 to 25% on top of their
Okay.
salary. So I'm
Right,
like,
right.
holy crap, that's a lot. But I'm like, okay, well, shit, if I have to pick up this big contract, am I
Mhm.
willing to pay $8,000 in the next 3 months
Probably.
to pick up the employees I need? I'm like, hell yeah, I'd do it, for
Yeah, yeah,
for
that's where we're,
for a $25,000 a month contract. I'm like, holy crap, yes.
Roger,
I'll take it.
Roger, are you 7 days a week?
Yeah.
Would you pay extra on Sunday? Time and a half or?
No, not only on specific accounts. We've had a hell of a time filling. It's a day porter thing for this basketball
Mm.
place. Just a hell of a time filling the slots on that. And they I'm $18 an hour there
Yeah.
during the day. So that differential on the weekends, no. Some people like, I don't want to work during the week. I just want to work on the weekends. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
So, and some people, nope, I have to work during the day,
How about holiday pay? This, if we get this new account, it's 365 days a year. No exceptions.
No, I don't give holiday.
Do you
Me
work
neither.
holidays?
Yes,
Uh,
I do. I do work holidays
Yeah.
and I don't. There's part of it because if they don't work full time, you're not responsible for it because this is like a contract, even though you're employees. I'm talking about porter. I think Roger does porter also.
Yeah.
Right. So I know what I do to motivate them. I let them go half a day when the office is closed, and I do talk to my clients about that. Or the supervisor, so they're allowed to go early, and they get the work done. So that's how I work with porters. Yeah.
Wow.
California. Yeah.
Hmm.
So to get people to work certain things, I'll offer, somebody calls out and it's last minute and it's a weekend or whatever. I said, okay, I'll lose money today, $50 call out. I'll pay for your travel. I'll pay, it's like,
Yeah.
I need somebody to show up. I almost don't care. Just,
Get me the work done.
What
yeah,
I've thought of doing if we get that account or when we get that account is for holiday pay is you get the opportunity to work that juicy shift. Say it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I'm willing to pay someone $200-300 just so I don't have to go do it. So I might say, sign up for this if you want to make that extra kind of money.
right. $100 differential or something for that day. Yeah.
Exactly, something like that, where you get $100 just to show up
Yeah.
and in an abbreviated day or whatever. So, okay.
So Roger, can you tell me again about the staffing? Because I'm residential, so it may or may not work out for me, but tell me again about that staffing.
It's just a staffing company, right? So they keep the person under contract for the contracted amount of time, whether it be 3 months or so many hours. And so they pay the person directly. They pay their
It's
And you-
like a temp agency, right? The temp agency?
no,
No,
Staffing.
it's different staffing. Okay.
so they're specifically called staffing. So it's they'll do all the interviewing, all the everything to find the people and look through the resumes, do all that stuff. And so like if you start 2 weeks into someone and they're horrible, you fire them, they'll get somebody else for you.
Oh,
Right. But they're doing all the work for you. You're paying basically 20 to 25% on top of their salary.
Yeah.
So whatever their salary is, you're paying an extra 25%.
Mhm.
So so you're really not making any, well, you will with your big contract, but like in residential.
you don't.
Well, it depends. If you're using somebody, I don't know how it would work part-time, but you're just basically for that 3-month period, you're paying the extra 25%, so if you're paying them $3,000 a month, it's an extra 25% on top of that.
But there's different companies out there that don't make you, like if you want to hire that employee before that, I think there are different companies that have different stipulations.
You can
I've
buy them
had,
out early.
Yeah, I've had a couple approach us and I've always said, no, but I'm thinking about it.
Well, then
I'm
after that
Thinking
3
about
months,
it like right
Yeah.
now, because I'm thinking if it could get me over this hump where I
Sure.
can, it'll
should-
buy me, Nikki's going out on maternity a month ahead of time
Yeah,
for reasons like I want her and the
Sure.
baby. I sound like I'm being a wine ass and being mean, but don't get me wrong. Like whatever
yeah.
she needed to
yeah,
stay pregnant, I bent over backwards. I gave her extra help. she didn't do houses that have 3 floors. Like I did what needed to happen for her to keep the baby because she had trouble getting
Right.
pregnant to begin with. But so maybe I will contact a couple of staffing agencies tomorrow to get me over this hump. That's a really good idea. It's not the best idea, Roger, because I'm not going to make any money. But if my customers are happy and I can increase our customer load while I'm trying to get the
Right.
staffing levels back up.
There, I just put this guy Garen, I've talked to him, client acquisition manager. So I don't know
Is
if he
it
does.
only for your area?
I have no idea. Probably not. I'm sure they'll find
One
somebody.
thing that we've been doing is we are setting our COGS at not 50%, but like at 42 or 44, and using that other money for potential wages or signing bonuses. We've added our, with the anticipating the minimum wage going up,
Yep.
we charge, so our step, we put into our program that we're paying like $19 an hour when we're really paying $15 an hour, so our COGS are, so that we have that extra money to use to be able to dole out, dish it out wherever we want.
Right.
We haven't had to do that yet, so we're just profiting that. But I mean, as our business is going to grow, we're going to utilize the incentive program of giving cash bonuses. And I know it's setting a precedence that they're going to start to expect it, but if our profits are that we can do that, then we're
Then you
keeping
can
our
do it.
staff happy. They're going to tell people this is better than the regular kind of job. All that makes sense. You know, we pay them the 10%, 50% extra, or the 10% extra, the 15. I mean, and so right out of the gate, even with our interviews, we just had two evaluations. We gave them the full 10%, of course, the 15%, and then we gave them a cash bonus of $50 every 3 months. That's only $200 a year, you guys, per person.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You get $50 at every evaluation.
Yeah.
And the next one is going to be for us is going to be in the middle of December. So we're going to give even more than 50. We're going to give them a Christmas bonus, probably an extra 100. So if it's 150, and then so it's $300 a month at $50 every evaluation, and then 150 Christmas bonus, $300 to keep people there and keep coming on. Hi, Nick. So
Hey,
I don't know, money talks. What's in it for me? They're coming there for the money. I know we
Right.
say they come for a good time and what the culture and all that, but at
They'll
the end of the
stay
day,
for the culture.
they'll stay for the culture, but they're coming for the money, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
they're both, right? They obviously want to get paid, but hey, we like working for these people and
Right.
we like the culture.
Right, right.
So
Has anybody had
everything
any
else
luck?
given even, they take the culture.
Yeah, has anyone ever worked with veterans? Have you
I have.
attempted? Yeah,
I've tried.
I mean, we would like to, we've tried to call, we just get this big runaround. You're on hold forever. I don't know, we just haven't had much luck getting actual contact with anybody. I thought for commercial especially, I thought that would be a good
Yeah.
avenue.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we actually rent a space where we have our group interviews at the Eastern Connecticut Veterans Community Center, because I'm
there
a
you go.
huge veteran supporter.
Okay,
And so is the our cleaning service. So what I can do is I spoke to a lady who takes care of a lot of the counseling and also makes sure that the veterans get to helps them on the computer and fills out the paperwork so that they can get their benefits and doctor's appointments and whatnot, because they have their own crazy programming on that.
mhm.
So she said that if I did more commercial, she had people for me,
Right.
because they prefer
Yeah.
to know who's in the building, or
Yeah.
it's them and that one other person. Nobody's gonna like appear out of nowhere on them.
Mhm.
except when they do. It's, "Ah."
Yeah, it can be not good. And my brother's a vet, so he did 3 tours in the desert countries for Desert Storm. So I totally understand all of this. He's not the same person that he was. So, I will get in contact with her and see, where are you guys?
We're
Because
in
she'll give,
Michigan,
where?
Michigan, Michigan.
I'll ask her what
Okay.
her, which part of Michigan?
Well, Wayne County and Monroe County is our
Detroit.
areas. Yeah.
Detroit area.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say to her is, do you have a contact in Detroit, Michigan,
Yeah,
for some
Okay.
friends of mine who own a cleaning business
okay.
and they do commercial
Yes.
that I can give them? So maybe her
That'd be
direct line or that person's email or whatever, and I'll
Perfect.
get that to you guys. Because
Wonderful.
they want to work, they just,
Right,
right, like at home, I can't say that somebody's not gonna come in or they're not working from home or.
right.
So that's too chaotic. Plus we go from place to place, where you guys
Right.
go like the one big building and they're just there for the night and they're okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that
So
would be
I'll
cool.
get that for you.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you.
And has anybody tried to work with immigrants? Like, I contacted an immigration lawyer.
Armando was talking about that
Armando was-
earlier.
Oh,
The H,
sorry,
the
I was
H2,
driving.
the
was
H2B visa?
Huh?
That's the H2B visa? Or you say you talked to a lawyer?
Yeah, I was trying to get in contact because I'm thinking outside the box, like Indeed, and then I have a Facebook thing running also. So I was thinking, I knew of this immigration lawyer. And did she have any people that she was helping
Evelyn, the Romanian people. Evelyn.
from?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
she's working a lot with people from Ghana and
Yeah, IT. There's
yeah.
different, when I'm gonna post the link.
'Cause,
So
yeah,
you can
I
see
have
what
no-
countries they are participating in this.
H2B.
So wait a minute. H2B visa, how do you get in contact with somebody who's helping them? Because I'll gladly hire them.
Mhm.
That's what I was talking at the beginning. There's two
Sorry,
processes.
Amanda. I
No,
was
that's okay.
driving my daughter home. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, it is a different process. You can sponsor via the H2B temporary visa, someone who is already in the country and that they probably fit for our need. You can do it that way. And at the same time, they have the H2B visa where the employer has to be certified in order for us to hire aboard, meaning other countries. There is at least a country are participating on this one. They started as an agriculture, but now they have non-agriculture. So that means you can get accountants. You can not only cleaners, but you can also get an accountant or someone who work in the office for you to office work, secretary job or whatever. And so there's different, it's depending on the criteria, what are you looking for? So
Okay.
I'm gonna put this one so you guys can read it, and I'm gonna do, I have an appointment already for tomorrow to speak to a lawyer because I can do the application, but I wanna make sure that we do it right. I do it right and don't waste time,
Mhm.
So, and there's so many visas, you get a year for that. So the soonest I get the information, I will pass it around to you guys. And
Okay.
to see, because that was something that I was considering, because if it were for the agricultural group, and they already sent a group, they already sent the second group, and this year, they already sent a second group, not agricultural workers.
Okay.
And like I say, they do a background check. How much do you spend to do a background check? And
Not
this
much.
is exactly, and then not much, right? But it's
Yeah.
still, at least you will know, and they already had the mentality that they come in to clean or to do this. They
Okay.
already had the mentality that they're gonna work for you and they're gonna do what they need. They say they're
So,
going.
Amanda, are these people already in this country or?
No, that's
No.
what I said. You
I'm
can
so
do-
understanding.
Right. So one is that first, as an employer, you need to get certified. It's a process that there's some steps you gotta do. So you gotta get certification for the Labor Commission, right? So once you do that, you can sponsor someone that is already in the country that doesn't have the legal documentation, but you can sponsor. Then you also, in order for us to qualify to become certified, you gotta, what we're going through, you know, we need employees. We're done. You don't, Rogers, like I say, Indeed, Jobber, we're doing everything that we can. We're spending money to hire people, but they don't want it to work for whatever reason it is. You know, I know some people say that there is people. Yes, there is people, but it's getting really hard and we're spending a lot of money like we do paying, right? So that is, I will, like I said, I'm putting this one, and if you guys can read it, so it give you a better idea what I'm talking about, because it's not the same
Okay.
thing, but I tell, because it's a span, it's really wide.
I just put them in there.
And then, but you can do it if they're already in the
That's the
country,
baskets.
you can't. And there is, if they're on the, in other countries, right, that they go to the process, you, one of the things, my understanding is, but I'm not clear until I talk to a lawyer, is that they can get their flight ticket, but you have to reimburse them. And
If they're
there
out of
also-
country, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And you know, so that, and there's not that expensive if you do it right. Because I used to have a travel agency from home, so I know pretty much on that area. So in case, and you know, and we all going through this, so I can help
Yeah.
you guys out, you know.
Hey, guys, I am limited on time here. My assistant that I still have for a couple more days is gonna run interviews on this Zoom
Okay.
line, so.
Thanks for getting us together, Roger.
Yeah, thanks
So-
so
I want
much.
to thank you,
So
Daddy,
much. I
for-
didn't realize you were losing your assistant. I
Yeah,
am so sorry.
yeah, well, it might be for good, so, I mean, it might be a good thing, so.
Got this, Roger.
I
Thank
know.
you. Thanks, Roger.
We're bigger than our
Okay.
problems.
W.
Oh, yeah.
Bye,
I
thank
see
See you
you.
guys. Bye, guys.
Bye, thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Post if you find good stuff.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.